Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in the building. If you made it live, I'm glad and I'm happy to see y'all. We got stuff to talk about. Now, listen. Tonight's title is called Unreal. We got this Tyler Perry accuser. He spoke out tonight. He spoke out to, what's her name? Her name is Lindsay. Her last name is slipping my mind right now, but from ABC. Listen, it aired on Hulu. I do have Hulu. I couldn't figure out how to do something, so I couldn't see it live before the show. But I'm going to watch it later on, and we're going to talk more about it. But you're not shutting this Derek Dixon up. Derek Dixon claimed that Tyler Perry harassed him, essayed him. Let me tell you this. You know, the people screaming, Diddy, 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 Diddy. But let me tell you something. This is that entertainment industry. And I'm not saying this right. This is what they do. They live on the dark side. That what's his name? Charlie Sheen wrote a book letting us know he slept with men, he slept with women, he's HIV positive, he used to do the cocoa, all of that. Charlie Sheen wild out. And yes, Charlie Sheen hired the workers just like Diddy did, but Diddy's locked up. Yeah, you're going to say, but Diva, Diddy put his hands on people. Well, Charlie Sheen put his hands on the people too. And he writing a book about it, the Book of Sheen. So this Tyler Perry, he's being accused of violating his workers. So what the people need to understand, and somebody need to resend the memo, when somebody works for you, you most certainly cannot cross the line. They don't even like when co-workers get together. Well, Special K, that part right there. And can I say something to you about that also? That is a crime. When you know you got something and you sleeping with somebody and you potentially give them something, that is a crime, especially when you have a disease that they cannot cure. I'm going to move forward. So this man is doubling down. He's 10 toes down. He's suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. And let me tell you my thought on this. My thought is, just like Shannon Sharp had to pay Baby Girl, and they're saying he paid Baby Girl $20 million, Tyler Perry is going to have to come up off of some cash. He's going to end up paying this guy. See, allegedly, Tyler Perry, he paid off some other people before. He paid them pennies on the dollar. And he paid them pennies on the dollar because they look like diva, if you follow what I'm saying. They had a skin tone that looked a little like diva or maybe a little lighter. but they were probably of Diva's heritage. But see, shout out to the people that don't look like me, because they don't play. You see, baby girl got $20 million out of Shannon Sharp. This Derek Dixon, he gonna get some double-digit cash. Yeah, he may not get $260 million, but I bet you better believe they're gonna come close. They're gonna give him a lot of money. And you sit there, I don't care who you are, it take a minute for you to earn some cash. You work hard for your money. And I promise you, y'all will have to come in my house and resuscitate me if I had to literally write a check for $20 million, $10 million, $5 million, $1 million, or $50 to somebody because they claim I violated them. Y'all will come resuscitate me because it ain't easy trying to make your money. And you got the Shannon Sharps, the Tyler Perrys, the Diddy's, they out here writing checks. Here, y'all take it. All because you got a sex addiction. I'll take a pass. I will be in my house. Listen, it's nighttime, but I'm going to keep it PG. But I will be in my house with a toy first. Because the toy can't talk back. A toy can't sue you. And the toy can't say they essayed. You essayed it. I ain't fooling with these people with my money. But that's Tyler Perry. We're going to talk about it. The title's called Unreal. Then we're going to talk about this Jaylen Carter. This, again, is a diva thought. It's a diva thought. You don't have to connect to it. It's a diva thought. And y'all in the chat can tell me yours. I'm of the mindset that even from, what do they call the little sports? When the little kids are in the sports, they call it something. When they on the T-ball and the flag football, even when those little kids start out in the sports, nothing is everybody, but Little League, thank you, Sasuke, even in the Little League. Thank y'all for giving me the words. Thank you, Savannah. Thank you for giving me the words. I love when you help me. Even in the Little League, the parents lose their mind. And I promise you, it's setting the kids up for the future. And that's why if they do happen to make it to the NBA, the NFL, they're acting a straight fool because they learned it in the Little League. You have this Jaylen Carter, which I think there's a lot of things that are disrespectful. But when somebody gathers up saliva in their mouth and spit on you, that is the ultimate highest level of disrespect. He spit on the opposite teammate, and he got a $50K fine. And he talking about, I'll never do that again. You're disgusting and disrespectful. You have made it to the NFL. You're supposed to be a professional player. You have no control, no emotional control. You're mad. You conjure up the saliva in your mouth and you spit on somebody. But again, it started in the Little League. My son used to play basketball. I seen the mothers lose their natural mind. I've seen reps get cursed out. I've seen other teammates get told off. And I said to myself, when it comes to sports, do we just leave parenting at the door? Because if your kid happens to make it in professional, this is what you see. I'm spitting on somebody. But we're going to talk about it. The title's called Unreal. And then I did this story on my show a couple times. This daycare worker that literally boxed out the little toddler. Toddler had black eyes and all that. Her social media. This woman is sick. So this woman is sick. They seen a previous video on her social media where she had blood spats on her face, had like a little plastic knife, and she crazy. I think that what they need to do with these people that work with children, whether they're going to be a teacher, a daycare worker, the school bus driver, they need to do extensive background check on these individuals. They need to thoroughly check their social media. They need to do the drug testing. They need to do a background check, and we'll get back to you in like 120 days after we done checked everything. We need to knock on their door, the neighbor's door, the previous neighbor's door. We need to physically go visit their previous employers. They used to work at McDonald's on 14th Street. Then we're going to go till somebody got to go take a ride over to McDonald's on 14th Street and find out about this person before you put them with the kids. Because as parents, we got to work. And all of us are not fortunate to have a family member to be able to watch our kids. Now, to God be the glory. I was very fortunate. My son's grandparents watched them to a certain age. Then we did put him in the daycare. He went to this daycare called Kitty College. And listen, I don't care where you put your kids and how much you're paying. It's going to be something. But you got to try to do the best that you can. But they need to vet these workers out better because it's our kids. This Yvette, she need to live up underneath the jail. And I do also believe they need to revamp the jails and have a mandatory site visits. They need to have meditation in the jail, yoga. And I'm not joking. The reason why I'm saying that is because at the end of the day, some of these individuals, they get to come out of the jail and they got to go back in society with us. So I need these people to do all kinds of programs in the jail. So when they come out, they have a fighting chance and they're not going to be doing nothing crazy with me. Because they may eventually end up being my next door neighbor or something like that. Yeah, come on, Flip. Give them some massages. I don't care what you do in that jail. If they're coming out, I'm going to need them to really be rehabilitated before they come and they living next door to me. Listen, I don't talk too much. Sorry, I mean to talk that long. But I need to bring the people on in the building. So you know what I need in the chat, right? I need to what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Unreal. We got Tyler Perry. This Derek Dixon is not letting up. He done talked to ABC, and he said Tyler did what he did to me, and he's looking for his payday. We got Jalen Carter, $57K fine, and this daycare worker who is cuckoo. Hey, Julius.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like button.
Listen, thank you to my mods out there holding it down. Sass K, I see you. I appreciate you. Hi, Special K, Miss Amy. I see y'all. Sass K, Zelene Teller. Thank you guys for being here. Julius, Katrina, thank you for Industries Modded. We got to get into this. Let's talk about this whole Tyler Perry thing. Now, I did try to watch it on Hulu before I came up, but I don't know. My computer was acting up, but I'm going to watch it later, and we'll come back tomorrow. Hey, Denise. Hey, everybody. Hey, Flip. Listen. But right now, in the meantime, this man is not coming up off of Tyler Perry's neck. So Tyler Perry, SA accuser, speaks out. He said he got into bed with me. Now, let me just give a little tip here. I'm fortunate. I'm not a drinker. I just never was. But if you are a drinker, and you know somebody it's kind of sketchy, the last thing you should do is find yourself in their presence and you over drinking, because it's a recipe for disaster. So the actor suing Tyler Perry for SA and harassment is going on national TV to double down on his salacious claims against the billionaire, recounting the first alleged incident. Derek Dixon, who had a role on Tyler's long-running TV show, The Oval, sat down with ABC News and told Lindsay Davis about his alleged interactions with Tyler. Now, this is just a snippet. We're going to listen.
Can you explain that first alleged incident?
I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well and started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed. Unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment.
Asked about the first alleged incidents of harassment, Derek says, I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well as started rubbing my leg. I jumped up out of the bed, he said. Oh, goodness. Hold on one second. Derek also told Lindsay, unless someone has been through something where they have to have their control over their bodies taken away, you really don't understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment. The full interview aired tonight on ABC Live Prime. It was on Hulu. I got to go back and watch it, and I'll let y'all know tomorrow more details. And so far, that's all the network released. But TMZ broke the story when Derek filed back in June, claiming Tyler invited him in January 2020 to his Atlanta home. Wrong move, Tyler Perry. He's your worker. Where he drank too much and ended up sleeping in a guest room. Just as he told ABC in the suit, Derek claims Tyler got into bed with him and started touching his thighs. He says he rejected the advances that night. Dixon is suing Tyler and Tyler Perry Studios for quid pro quo and workplace sexual harassment and sexual assault and battery, seeking $260 million in damages. Tyler's camp has ripped the lawsuit as a scam. A scam that is going to see its day in court. Julius, your thoughts?
It's going to be what it's going to be. And if Tyler did do something, he needs to be held accountable. But we know Tyler got loot and he's going to fight it. So, but I thought Derek was going to disappear a little bit because look what happened with Christian Keys. Christian Keys did a couple of videos talking about Tyler did this and that. And where is he today? So I don't know. We'll see. That's what I'm going to say. We will see.
We will see. You know what I think the difference is? Christian Keys, he might have got away with giving Christian Keys a little something, and Christian Keys was happy. But this Derek Dixon is going for the gusto. He won $260 million. That's a lot of money. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. Hey, chat. That is a lot of money, and nobody should be assaulted if this would happen. I wasn't there. I went into bed. And I'm not saying he did do it or he didn't do it, but you coming after this man for $265 million. I think I would have. I guess they started high so they can negotiate and go low. But seems to me, as you know, what you're saying that he's going for the gusto. But I think Tyler Perry is up for a fight for this because, like the other person, he's we assume he settled with this man. We're not for sure, but he's gone. We ain't hear nothing else from him since then. Probably because he didn't come at him with this amount of money to try to sue him for. Um, like I said, everything will come out in the end. But if this man was doing all this, you had to tell me not one more time. I'm not coming to your studio. I'm not coming to no jobs. I'm not doing nothing. Because if you keep coming back, that's giving him the feel of, okay, he want this to happen. But nobody deserved to be taken advantage of if that was happening. But me, myself, personally, if you had tried me this time, I know you'll try me again. I'm not going nowhere near you. But I know the guy said he had to work and whatsoever, but like you say, Diva, work at McDonald's, work at Burger King, work anywhere that you feel like you're safe instead of going back into those conditions that you said that he was doing to you. So we'll see what happened at the end. And I want to say good luck. Good luck to both. We'll see what happens. That's all I got.
Yeah. Good luck to both. But where Tyler Perry, I think, is going to end up having to pay a little something. If we let the harassment piece go, your employee and the way he was engaging with his employee via text was inappropriate, to say the least. And so when you are an employee, now we're moving into employment law, and at the very least, he broke some employment rules. So we shall see, because the man had text. And so if it can be verified, and the man has a text with Tyler Perry, it wasn't an inappropriate picture, but Tyler Perry did send him a picture and was going back and forth with him in the text. And in said text, he was like, I'm horny. So for your employer to be saying that, problematic. But
yeah, very problematic. But like I said, if he's doing this in a text to you, you should have nipped it in the bud right from the beginning. Why you keep allowing it to happen? You get what I'm saying? He kept allowing it to happen. If you didn't want these advances, if you didn't want him doing, I know the guy said he was trying to work a job whatsoever, but if you didn't want these advances coming towards you, why didn't you just say, look, I don't go that way. I'm not into this right now. And this is how it got to be. You still texting him back and forth. That was making it look, you've given him the, even though you're saying you don't want to, but you still talking and texting like you do want to. So, I mean, but like we said, Diva, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It at the very best, it is problematic. It's problematic, but we will see how it goes. All right, so let me go ahead and roll into this. Eagles, Jalen Carter got fined $57K because he wanted to spit on somebody, which is just it's disgusting and it's ridiculous. So Jalen Carter fined $57K for spitting on Dak Prescott. Jalen Carter's spit just cost him a wad of cash. The NFL just hit the Eagles defensive tackle with a $57K fine for his role in a wet incident with Dak Prescott in the season opener. The NFL revealed the punishment on Tuesday, days after Carter was caught in the act at the beginning of Thursday night's football last week. I can't play it because, this Sports Center and all of that, they be dinging you for playing their videos, so I'm not going to play it. The league stated that the fine will be Carter's game check, which comes out to $57,222. He was also suspended for one game, but the league said because Carter was disqualified before participating in a single play, the suspension is considered to have been served. That said, the Pro Bowler will be eligible to play in the Eagles game against the Chiefs on Sunday. The NFL Players Association has informed the NFL that Carter will not contest the discipline and has waived his right to appeal, the league said. Carter, the 9th overall pick in the 2023 NFL draft, apologized for the gross gesture, saying it was a mistake and it won't happen again. Let's take a listen.
Hey, Jalen, could you explain what happened from your vantage point?
You know, it was a mistake that happened on my side, and just won't happen again. You know, I feel bad for just my teammates and the fans out there. You know, I'm doing it for them. You know, I'm doing it for my family also. But the fans, you know, they show the most love. You heard them out there today. Just not being able to start the game, even finish the game, just fucked me up. But we'll get it better. It won't happen again. I made that promise.
Hey, just give him a little bit of room.
There's some footage later that showed that Dak may have done something first. Do you feel like he precipitated it?
No, I don't try to do nothing out of the ordinary. You know, anything that I feel like I have done something back is provoked. But you know, if there's something out there, y'all see it, we'll go off that.
Yes.
So he said, I feel bad for my teammates and the fans out there. You know, I'm doing it for them and my family. Carter said, it won't happen again. You get control of your emotions. Julius, your thoughts?
I don't have a comment on this one, Diva. I'm sorry.
No problem. Katrina, your thoughts?
That's the most disgusting thing that you can do to a person is spit on them. Do you know how many germs are in your mouth? I mean, that's one of the nastiest places on your body. You know, your mouth, your butt, your fingernails. And for him, I don't know what kind of things you got going on in your mouth. I mean, that's disgusting. And actually, that's an assault. He lucky that person didn't press charges. He just lucky. And if Jaylen got to play this Saturday or Sunday without him, and he don't do what they're supposed to do, I'm gonna be mad. I'm talking about Jalen Hurts, my baby from Alabama. But I'm just saying. But yeah, that's disgusting. I mean, spitting on somebody is the lowest. I mean, that's worse than a slap, really, because your germs is on me. I don't know what's going on in your mouth. I don't know what you're doing with your mouth, and you spitting on somebody. That's disgusting. So yeah, he need to be up there apologizing, and his mama should have spanked him because I'm quite sure. I hope she taught him better than that. But that's all I got.
Yeah. You know, but I'm telling y'all, I really believe that unfortunately this thing starts in a little league. I don't know how many people out there had family members or children that was in these little leagues, and how these little leagues, you know, unfortunately, little leagues and up. Oh, this, oh. Did he? To that, I didn't know that. If he did, they both should have been fined. That I didn't know. That's disgusting. But thank you. You know, that's why we need y'all. Because, you know, you got the information that I may not know. Either way, and if he did, then I don't know. Why wouldn't you speak up? Because maybe your both should have been gotten a fine. Yeah, Special K, that changes everything. I still don't know if I would have gotten a spitting match with nobody. Oh, God. Fancy said he always does. Oh, okay. Wait. Hold on now. Let's keep it real. Say, Dak spat on the ground, not on Carter. Okay, they saying he didn't spit at Jaylen Carter. Well, that's different. Wait, let me see. Diva, Jaylen Carter, he's been the same dude since college. He's never changed. Oh, good gosh. The whole thing is disgusting, Flip. It's disgusting. Hey, Wayne, you're in the building. I don't know. Did you want me to skip you on this story?
No, I heard it. You
Okay.
know, I mean, that is disgusting. You know, that is disgusting. But he owned it. He apologized. He didn't complain about the $57,000. Okay. What more do you want? Now, if he said he wouldn't do it again, it wouldn't happen again. Okay, so it'll be a problem if he does it again. But this time, he paid the $57,000. He apologized. It sounds sincere to me, whatever. You know, he can't do no more. He said he made a mistake. Okay, and hopefully he doesn't do it no more. And he'll live up, you know, as being, you know, maybe a role model or whatever. But I'm good. Some of them like, you know, I didn't say it. Well, whatever this and all the money. He ain't making no waves about it. It was wrong, but hey, it's over now. Only way it's gonna stay alive if they keep on talking about it and trying to make it something more than what is, you know, what it is. I'm done.
I appreciate you. Well, you know, but here's the thing, Wade. I know you said he didn't say anything. He admitted to it. He apologized. And he didn't cry about the fine. But when are we going to stop just throwing our money out in the trash? $57K is not nothing to just be like, I don't know. I just think as people, and maybe I'll talk to the Black people for 1.2 seconds. When are we going to learn to just stop throwing our cash out to the wind? You got Shannon Sharp, $20 million. We got Tyler Perry. He going to have to end up paying something. You got Diddy. He paid Cassie, what, $20 million? It's just, I don't understand it. It's just getting crazy to me. And you have this one, $57K. You claim you're doing it for your family too? Well, that's $57,000 that could have went to a better, greater good for your family, and you just tossed it out to the wind because you spent on somebody. Oh my God! Listen, this story about
I'm surprised he didn't get arrested because that's an assault.
Yeah, well, with this story is getting worse. Because y'all know I don't really do the sports like that. Said Jalen Carter, in college, he got in a car accident and killed his teammate. Oh, good God. I don't think I could hear nothing else about this man. This is bad. It's getting worse and worse to me. But I don't know. I just think just us tossing this money out the window is just insanely ridiculous to me. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to roll into my last story. And my last story is that darn daycare worker. The more I hear about her, the more I can't even take it. But let me share a screen. Sick pleasure. Daycare worker Yvette Thurston seen laughing with blood smeared on her face and licking a knife before torturing the 1-year-old boy. So chilling details about the alleged abuse have emerged in court documents. Now, that's a picture of the young boy that was in the daycare that she abused. That is her on the other side. That wasn't the blood from when this happened to this boy. This was a different time. So a daycare worker accused of torturing a 1-year-old boy on his first day at the center shared creepy social media videos depicting her face covered with blood years before the alleged abuse. Little Clay Weeks was left with deep gashes in his face and the shiner following the alleged abuse that took place on the first day at the center. That's that sicko right there. Yvette Thurston, 54, faces 3 child abuse charges after being taken into custody on August 11th. Footage has since surfaced from 2023 where Thurston appears to be taking part in a TikTok trend, as reported by the Mail. In a video seen by the U.S. Sun, she appears to have used a filter that covered her face with blood. She is also seen licking what looks like a plastic knife. Do you have to stab him? A male voice says. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me, Thurston replies. The male character quizzes Thurston, prompting her to reply, what are you going to do, stab me? Clay attended the Little Blessings daycare facility in Bainbridge, Georgia, located near the Florida border, with his older brother, Riot 3. Doden Dow Corey described what allegedly happened as parents' worst nightmare. Corey claimed that his family was told Clay was assaulted by another child who was using a plastic toy. That was before he and his family watched surveillance footage. Nothing we saw was for the faint-hearted, especially happening to such an innocent soul, he wrote on Facebook. Thurston allegedly picked up the boy by his face using her hands, according to court papers seen by CBS affiliate. She also is also accused of pushing a table into him, forcing him to fall, and she allegedly failed to help him stand up. Okay, so the Daycare Harbor alleged victim Clay Weeks, 1 week injured on his first day at Little Blessings Child Care. Alleged suspect Yvette Thurston, 54. Charges are 3 counts of first-degree child abuse, 1 count of first-degree aggravated battery. The arrest happened on August 11th in Bainbridge, Georgia. The bond was $44,000. She was later released. Surveillance footage allegedly showed the attack. Closure. The state ordered a 21-day emergency shutdown of that daycare. That daycare should never open again. And ongoing by Georgia DeKalb and law enforcement is the investigation. Thurston then took the boy outside before the pair returned to the classroom, according to the court documents. She allegedly tried to cover his face so her co-workers couldn't see. Thurston is accused of pressing him down on a mat so he wouldn't get up. She was adamant that the injured boy was assaulted by another child. Staffers realized the extent of the boy's injuries after he woke up from a nap. Clay's parents were called to the center, and his dad wasn't convinced he had been attacked by another child. Croy spotted his son's eye was turning purple. This was a tragic event that occurred to an innocent child. He was rushed to a local hospital and treated for his injuries. A bond of $44,000 was set for Thurston, and she was bonded out of the Decatur County Jail. Anne Marie Rose Emmons, the judge who granted Thurston's bond, has reportedly received death threats. Georgia's officials have been left appalled by the alleged threats. Likewise, we will not tolerate threats against our judges who are carrying out their sworn duty under the laws of the state of Georgia, Joe's Mullahan Holland, a district attorney, said. The Daycare Center has since closed after an emergency order that was issued was not appealed. A notice informing parents the centers had temporary closed was put on the door. Officials at the care facility have not commented on the alleged abuse. That was part of her TikTok video. That's the poor young baby. That woman is a psycho. She's sick. Julius, your thoughts?
That woman is one of the enemy's many minions. And I'm getting spiritual here, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Can everybody hear me?
We can.
So I'm going to say this again. I didn't realize when comedian Cat Williams said we are about to enter, even though he said this is going to be the year of exposure, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm realizing what he is saying, what he said in that we are in the season of exposure. And it is maddening to me as a former para to see that kind of inhumane treatment of a child. You are supposed to love, value, protect the child as they are your own. That's what my aunt / godmother taught me when I was trying to learn the ropes of what it was to teach an early education. She always said that. And seeing this article, seeing that boy's bruising, that woman is evil. A sick, toxic, evil person who brought harm to one of God's many blessings in this world. Because scripture says, if you do any harm to a child, you will suffer the wrath of the Lord. Now, I will say this. I hope she gets a guilty verdict.
Mm-hmm.
And she does time. And I mean lots of time. That's it.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I'm not really upset that she's on the street because, you know, like I said the other night, people have done far worse and out on bail. Do she deserve to be in jail and convicted? Yeah, because that's an innocent child. But I won't say that the judge got it wrong, because I don't think they just going with their own, I'm sure they got guidelines they have to follow in sentencing. And sometimes it ain't always pretty. But if the person doesn't have a history of this or that or whatever, and it's their first time doing something, well, I'm sure they have guidelines they have to go by in how they, extend bail to somebody like that. So she looks like she's possessed. I can't see. It's almost like she had a vendetta against the child. I mean, for what reason would you want to put a child through that kind of turmoil? Holding him down and, just saying, what did she have on? She must be possessed, crazy, or something. She definitely has something mental going on. And they need to bring justice swiftly, get her, get her back in court, not next year, but this year, and give her due process. That's it.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Y'all think the same thing too, Wayne, like she was doing a ritual or something. But for her to hold that baby down, hitting him, picking him up by his face, this woman is sadistic. She is, as we would say, a monster, as we say on this channel, a monster. And me, myself, personally, the other people got bond, so I can see her having bond. But me, myself, I don't think none of them should be out. I think all of them should be locked up, from the girl with the baby in the closet, from the crazy ones that got the 100 million for impregnate the child, and her. I think they all need to be locked up. I don't think none of them need to be out on these streets. But the thing of it is, she better be careful, because, like I said, that part of Georgia, they don't play. They don't play at all. And for her to do that, and they already threatened the judge, what do you think they're gonna try to do to her, or have something done to her? So she better be on her P's and Q's. And yes, she'll get her. Everybody deserves due process. But me, myself, personally, I think all of them should be locked up, especially when you hurting. These are children. These are babies. They can't mean other than the 10-year-old, but ain't no telling what type of turmoil she was. Well, she been SA ever since she was 8, and that's so sick. And then they get $100 million. When they get $100 million bond, they know they're supposed to come post that. That's why they said it, but they had to still give them a bond. So what they should do is start making the bonds higher, so people can't just pop out of jail and have to sit in there. Because if you got it at a certain length, and this person it's only take 10%. Sometimes you can do your own reconnaissance. You can sign your own bond, ROR. You can sign your own bond to get out of jail. But if they start making these bonds higher so they can't get out, then they will be in there. But to just keep hurting these kids and getting away, walking on walking on the outside free, no, they all of them need to be locked up. I don't, like I said, I understand she got bond because that's the way the process has to go. But what I'm saying is, I think all of them should be locked up. I don't think none of them should be out on the streets, because all of them did something just totally disgusting to these children, and it's ridiculous. But that's all I got.
Thank you. Listen, the last thing I'm going to show you today is that Dakara Thompson, they're still looking into, investigating what happened to her. And now, which I understand, a lot of these press conferences, they're trying to lean back on letting out a lot of information, right? Because I think some of them get it now that the consumers of this information are not the way we used to be back in the day. When I was growing up, we didn't have the YouTube, the Instagram, the Facebook, and whatever they said on the news or whatever you got out of a physical newspaper, that was the extent of your information. Until this internet and Google and all that came about, and the people actually started doing their own searches and finding out things, right? So I think that the reason why they're not saying much is they want to keep everything under wraps until they really get to the nitty-gritty of this story and what happened to the young lady. Because apparently, I will tell you this, apparently there was other people in that home hearing her, I'm gonna say, cry, so to speak, while he was doing whatever he was doing to her, the one that got arrested. So her mother spoke out, but the speak out still didn't say much. But we'll close out listening to this speak out of the mother. Let me just share screen.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are here today to discuss the case of the 19-year-old Dakara Thompson. I'm going to turn this over to State's Attorney Tara Jackson. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On Thursday of last week, the Prince George's County Police Department arrested Mr. Hernandez Mendez and charged him with the murder of 19-year-old Dakara Thompson. He was presented before the commissioner and he was held without bond at that time, pending a bail hearing. Earlier today, Mr. Hernandez Mendez appeared before a judge for a bond review hearing, and he was again held without bond, and he will continue to be held without bond. I know that the public has been following this case closely, and there are a lot of questions and concerns about the circumstances surrounding Ms. Thompson's death and, frankly, the immigration status of the defendant. I want to emphasize first that this remains an active investigation, and I am therefore extremely limited in any information that I can provide today. But I'll say this. The goal of this office is to achieve justice for Dakara Thompson and for her family. And that goal requires that my office have the ability to fully investigate and to thoroughly review any and all evidence in this case in order to make a determination regarding the appropriate charges for indictment. In addition, this office's primary concern is not the legal status of the defendant, or frankly, of any other defendant. My concern is to hold accountable people who commit crimes against the residents of Prince George's County. My job is to hold accountable anyone who commits a crime in Prince George's County against, again, our residents. At this point, there is not much more than I can say other than, as the state's attorney, it is my job to ensure that the process is fair, that it is transparent and in full accordance with the law. And we will remain steadfast in our commitment to achieving justice. Thank you.
Are there any other suspects that you're looking at? Any other people possibly involved in this?
Again, this case is under investigation, and so I cannot further comment as to the nature of any other suspects or any part of the investigation.
You feel you have a strong case for the state?
Again, there were charges. The commissioner's office found probable cause. The judge has now held this defendant without bond. But as to the strength of the case, I can't comment on that at this particular point. In terms of what's next, our office again has to thoroughly review not only the charges that were lodged against the defendant, but the evidence that the police have collected in this case and continue to investigate where necessary, along with all of our law enforcement partners. And we'll make a determination in short order as to the appropriateness of any charges and what those charges will be. And then we would present to the grand jury for indictment.
Has there been a cause and manner of death determined at this point? And is there anything holding that up, as far as that process?
At this point, I can't speak to that, but we will I can't speak to anything else that was not revealed within the statement of charges.
Any other questions?
Would anyone from the family be willing to
Who's your name, please?
Carmen Thompson.
Carmen Thompson?
Yes,
And you are a?
I'm the mother of Dakara Thompson.
What were your thoughts in being at the hearing today? And our hearts go out to you for your loss, first off. What do you want to say now that this justice process is moving forward?
I would like to thank the PG County State's Attorney's Office for the great service that they've been providing. I just want justice served for my daughter.
How are you guys doing? How's the family right now?
Is as good as a family could be under these circumstances, so not so good. We're trying to maintain.
Tell us a little bit about your daughter. She was 19, just getting started, a young lady out of high school. Tell
Yes,
us about her, please.
my daughter, she had just turned 19 years old prior to this unfortunate circumstance. She was working under Westmore's Maryland Year Service Corps option, whatever it's called, program. She had just completed a year-long internship in which she was very successful. She did a great job. She was a kind of an outgoing, soft-spoken, kind young lady. She was a free spirit. She was a good girl. She was a good kid. So there's been a lot of people disparaging her character on social media and things as such. Please don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear. Out of respect for the family and us grieving, please, approach everything with grace. We would appreciate that.
Ma'am, do you have any thoughts about this notion that this guy was arrested by Park Police and released back in April?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
This man, Mr. Hernandez-Mendez,
Yes.
was arrested by the United States Park Police for drunk driving in April 25th on the BW Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
He was subsequently released.
Mm-hmm.
There was no check of his immigration status or anything like that. There were no warrants at the time, no detainers.
Mm-hmm.
But he was in federal custody.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was released, and he is in the country without
Right.
information, and now they've filed.
I'm very disappointed, finding that out now, because we may not be here today if they did what they were supposed to do.
Is there any indication that the victim may have known this person or crossed paths with him ever in her life?
Let me again say that I just want to be clear, and out of respect for the family as well, any questions regarding the nature of the investigation would be harmful to our investigation at this particular point. So I want to make sure that we don't delve into any of that information. I will say you asked a question earlier. As always, there'll be an autopsy that's performed as a part of the investigation.
Last questions, Katie.
Carmen, and then a follow-up from Madam State's Attorney. The family often has to have a long journey after a crime like this happens.
Yes.
The trauma as the case moves forward, and the victims have to outlive the crime itself. Is the family prepared for what's about to happen in the coming months? Through work, retelling the story, working with investigators, everything that's to come.
That's a tough question. That's a tough question because we know it's going to be extremely hard. We just ask that everybody pray for our strength through the process.
And Madam State's Attorney, the DC U.S. Attorney has blamed Maryland for crime in the district and for guns coming into the county. Have you seen any change recently given the surge in the district just across the border in Maryland, or anything that has been different after the national troops have been in the district?
All I'll say to that is that we continue to work with our law enforcement partners, both in Prince George's County and in the district, to make sure that that we're protecting the residents of this county. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's the question. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Super sad. I will say this: the autopsy shows skull and facial fractures. Blood was found in both the suspect's bedroom and SUV. It's just a traumatizing sad situation. A lot is being said about this case. I will wait for more stuff to come out and surface before we delve a little deeper into this. It's horrific. At 19, gone too soon. That's all I could say. May she rest in peace. May justice, get served. I know this man was arrested, but there were people in this home hearing these horrific noises, and perhaps if they would have dialed 911 or something, maybe she would at least still be alive. She would have went through an ordeal, but maybe she still would have been alive. There's no words I can say. It's just sad. I don't know if you want to say anything, Julius, before I close out.
A super sad situation.
Yeah, 100%. Wayne?
You know, I mean, the mother didn't really say anything. I don't even know why they had her, her up there, because she really wasn't prepared to be speaking about it.
Mm-hmm.
We sent her the condolences and she spoke well of her child. Would they expect her to say something different?
Right.
So I think when on these like this press conference, and to me it just looks like she's being exploited.
Mm.
I mean, because it's always going to be the same thing. So that's it.
Yeah. Katrina, your thoughts? It's almost like, why have a press conference to say you can't say anything? But anywho.
Exactly. I mean, like, what they came out and said, we already knew.
Right.
And then you having a press conference. Where's the dad? I would think the dad would be up there before the mom. Well, I know the mom would be up there too, but she was living with the dad. And why didn't he say anything? Maybe he's too distraught. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But all I can say is mind whoever you meet at the club. Be careful of these people out here, because you don't know what they would do. And you're right, Diva. They was in their house and they said they heard noises that was like a person that was having SA relationships, but it wasn't good. Put it that way. And yeah, I think if they did intervene or something like that, maybe she would be here today. But like I said, just be careful, people, by who you meet, because everybody that smile at you is not your friend. That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, as I stated, we will stay. Google the Galaxy nightclub. What's happening with that increase matters. Tell me more before I Google, because if you don't, people scream cover up. Oh, you saying if they don't have a press conference, people scream cover up? Yeah, but
I don't think in this case.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, they could have just did. It didn't need to be a press conference. It could have been a statement on the page of the police department or whoever in that state to say, we're still looking into things. Period. Point blank. The mother didn't say anything, and we never could judge anybody's grief. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to say something and it get a little crazy, but it's just something. I'll just say there's a lot more to this story. We'll stay connected to see how much more comes out in regards to this whole situation. And the mother is saying, don't judge my daughter. Sometimes I think people got to understand it's not all judgment. Let me stop there. So anyway, guys, y'all know the routine. If did I read your response? No. Okay, let me go. I don't see your response. Oh, that is where they met, I believe. Oh. Listen. Wherever they met or did not meet, my issue is 19 and this person is in their 30s. I don't understand it. But I will also add this too. This is just general for everyone. This meeting and automatically going back to someone's house is a high level insanity to me. I'm not going back to somebody's house that I just met. I don't know. I think we got to be more protective of ourselves. You just met this person. Listen, there's people that you know for a while that don't like you. I just always, every now and then, think about Shaquilla Robinson. She went on a trip with people she thought was her friends. And they took her life. So a perfect stranger, it's not good. And I'm not going to fall in like with you in a couple hours of meeting you. It just ain't happening for me. And I need to, say here that we got to protect ourselves if you come to the Diva channel. Talk to your nieces, your nephews, everybody. You shouldn't be going home with nobody you just met. But
I
anyway,
think you ain't getting in no car with you.
That part.
I'm not gonna get in no car with you. I got my own car. Maybe we can do something tomorrow, unless you got something else planned that you was planning on doing anyway. But I'm not gonna say it. Like I said, I'm not gonna say that anymore, Diva. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna get in your car. I'm not finna. They ain't sure ain't finna go to your house. I'll meet you tomorrow in the daylight. Unless I got something else planned, but like I said, I'm not gonna go to your house. You don't know who you got waiting at the house on you, girl. No, ma'am. I'm good.
That part. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Choo choo choo.